We here. Okay, I'm in my pajamas. I have my diffuser on. I have settled down for the night. Mason's gonna come in and bother me. You know, what else is new? I just wanted to do a little preface here of what really inspired me to make this video, and it's the episode that Monique and I made about friendships. Now this has nothing really to do with friendships, but going back into my memory bank back in high school and how I was and how I treated people and how I probably should have treated people differently. It really inspired me to make this video because I feel like there's gotta be some other type of high schooler out there, senior, freshman, nervous about life, think that high school is the end of the world, but it's really not. So I really just want to try to inspire someone else out there. The video is, as you can read too, a note to my younger self. And so I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 topics or 8 things that I would tell myself back then. So I'm just gonna go in and just read them off and maybe give a little brief information, I guess, about it. I don't know. So the first one is to be happy and free. And I feel like when you're in high school, yes, you can be happy and free. There are some people who are very happy and very free. But then I also feel like high school is a very judgmental place. And I feel that it can get into your head, especially at a young age. You're influenced by things like, if you smoke weed, you're cool. If you drink, you're cool. If you do this and that, or if you do sports or something like that. Like there's always something that might look like it's cool, but if it doesn't make you happy, then just don't do it. Do what makes you happy. Don't worry about the judges. Like, you are the judge of your own life. The next one kind of bounces back from the first one. I can't talk today. It's cool. It's fine. The next one is don't live life so seriously. And I definitely tried to live life seriously back then. And the other thing is that I felt like if I did something wrong, like I had to be very defensive about it. And in reality, when you think of it, okay, you made a mistake, you did something wrong, you didn't do so well on a test, that's okay. It is a learning lesson. It is a lesson for you to, 1, study more, or 2, whatever you messed up on, like just fix it and move forward. The third one, which I guess could relate back to the other 2, is to stop doing things that other people want you to do. And this one I still struggle with today, let's be real, but I feel that it stems more so because of high school and how I was, and I didn't want to do something that someone else didn't want to do because I just felt like it's okay. Like it's okay for me to be like, no, that's all right. I don't want to get ice cream today. I'll get pizza today or something like that. You know, it's just, it takes a toll on you. The next one is high school relationships, and it's not the end of the world. Now, there are a few people who have married their high school sweetheart, which is fine. You know, they made it happen. However, if I was still with my high school boyfriend, it'd be a hot mess. So just a little, I'm not gonna go into detail about the relationship itself, but I had one boyfriend all throughout freshman year of high school, pretty much till the end. I was like 21 when we ended, but I dated him for a very long time, and I felt like we broke up constantly. We broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together. Like we clearly were not meant to be, but each time we broke up, I thought that it was the end of the freaking world. And let's be honest, it's not. But as a high schooler, you don't realize that. So you think that this person that you love, that you've been with for like 4 years, is going to be the one that you are going to marry. And in some cases, that might happen. In my case, no, it did not happen. However, I wish that I had told myself back then that if it doesn't work out, it does not work out. To not force a relationship just because you have history or because they're the only person that you've dated, or you feel like no one else can love you or no one else can be with you. Like, it's not the case at all. And I wish I had an older sister to tell me that. So this is me telling you. The next one is it's okay to make mistakes. And I did kind of just go over this one. Make mistakes. That's what you're supposed to do. You're a kid. Go make all the mistakes. Just learn from those mistakes. And don't dwell on them. The next tip that I have to give to my younger self is to speak up. And I don't know if this stems back to elementary school, like what happened back then, or whatever it might be. I'm not really sure. But every time, you know, a teacher asks you a question in class and you don't raise your hand because you're fearful of being wrong, or you don't want to read out loud because you don't want to stutter on your words, or you're reading very slowly, or whatever it may be. But think of it, you're in high school to learn. If you knew all of the answers, you would not need to be in school, right? So the one thing that I wish that I had done was to just answer the question, because half the time the answer was right. So speak up. It's okay if you're wrong. You're learning. You're still a teenager. You're still learning. The next one I'm just gonna touch on briefly. Like I said, I made a podcast episode on it. So if you wanna listen to that, I will leave it in the description box. Friendships end. If they're not meant to stay forever, that is okay. And this one. So most of my friendships in high school were, I had like a different group of friends going on, and I'd say that maybe one friend is still my friend now. And so just to briefly talk about it, I had my high school boyfriend. I was constantly with him. There were moments of distrust in our relationship, and I soon became obsessive of him and needed to be around him all the time because I felt that if I was around him, there was no way for him to cheat or to do anything of that sort, which meant that I kind of dropped a lot of my friends. And or they dropped me because they felt that I was constantly with my boyfriend, and it's true. Now, 2019 Bianca, it is true. And I apologize to all of my friends. But I learned from it. I learned to be a better friend from it. So I did have a friend back in high school, and then we stopped talking, and now we're best friends again. So, you know, friendships will end, but when the right moment comes around, then you'll end up rekindling your friendship, or maybe not. Maybe there are some people who are just gonna stay acquaintances, but you're still civil with them. So there are different levels of friendships. I'll say, but you know, if they end, it's okay. Because there's always, someone will go into your life for a reason, and maybe during that time, that reason was something that needed to happen. So, or even if they leave your life for a brief period of time, like it needed to happen in order for the two of you to grow. And the last one that I have is that not everyone has your best intention. So in high school, everyone is very selfish. All they care about is themselves. And you have to be selfish in order to succeed. You can't do things, this goes back to the other doing things for other people, but you can't do things that other people want to do all the time, because you need to grow as an individual. And if you're constantly doing stuff, like if you're constantly hanging out with this one person, or if you only do things that your best friend does, then you aren't growing as a person, because you're not stepping out of your comfort zone. You're just saying, oh, I don't care about myself. I'm gonna go do whatever they wanna do. And that other person, even though they might be your best friend, they might love you to pieces, they might seem to have your best intention, but they don't. Because in high school, everyone is selfish, and you need to learn to be selfish in order to grow. So yeah, those are my tips and things that I would tell my younger self. Hopefully you got some type of inspiration from this. If you are in high school, just remember that it's not the end of the world. If something ends, like a relationship, a friendship, a job, you failed at your test, or whatever it may be, is not the end of the world. And you will learn from your mistakes, learn from the people who have left you, and you will be a stronger person in the end. Hi, baby. Love you. My sweet little boy. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, because I'm making a video every day for the month of October, except maybe not today, Monday. I have a couple of ideas, fun ideas, coming up in videos, so be sure to subscribe so you see those videos. And as always, I hope that everyone has a fantastic day.